Okay, how's it going? So we're here today for a little live stream. Man City beat Chelsea in the FA Cup. We did cover these two teams the other day in the league, but unfortunately, guys, due to my work commitments, I haven't been able to do anything with the other FA Cup games because I've been busy working all weekend. So I've just unfortunate. Just this is the only game I've had chance to catch. So unfortunately, we are doing the same teams as we did the other day, but hopefully it'll be a good game, guys. A couple of minutes in, and at the minute it's Chelsea in possession. So if you're just joining us, please do hit that like button and drop your comments in the chat. Be great to hear from you guys. Just give you a quick update, guys. We're just coming up to 3 minutes in, and it's 0-0. City in possession. I'm not too sure if I'm just trying to work out if the formations are any different to the other day when we watched the two teams in the league. But I think we'll have to watch it for 10 and 15 minutes to see how it plays out. But yeah, like I said, guys, unfortunately, due to work commitments, this is just I've literally this is the only game I've been able to do because I've just been so busy working all weekend, and it's unfortunate, but it's just one of them things I have to deal with at the minute until we get further on with the project. So, like I said, guys, if you're just joining us, please do hit that like button and drop your comments in the chat. Be great to hear from you. We have Dylan in the chat. How's it going, Dylan? Great to see you, mate. PFC underscore DY4. Dylan, good afternoon, guys. How are you? Yes, not too bad, mate. I'm okay, thanks. Just a little bit tired through crazily having to work most of the weekend. But what can you do? It's just one of those things. As well as late nights, it doesn't help, does it? But yeah, I'm good, thanks, mate. Hopefully, you doing good. And disappointing result for you guys yesterday, Portsmouth. But I thought you give a good account of yourself from what I've heard about it. Didn't unfortunately, like I say, I was at work, so I didn't get to see the match. But I did hear some bits and bobs on the radio, and it sounds like you guys put in a decent performance. Just obviously very unlucky. When you lose 1-0 to such a team that's let's be honest, guys, that Tottenham's supposed to be a Premier League team, and they struggle to score more than one past Portsmouth, which is credit to Portsmouth for putting in a great performance and keeping the scoreline tight and making life difficult for Spurs. So yeah, I don't know if you watched it, Dylan. Let me know if you did. Was it a good game? Like I say, I didn't manage to watch it because I was at work, but from what I've heard, it was Portsmouth gave a good account of themselves. So I'm presuming that fills you with some pride, mate. Hopefully. So guys, we just got City on the attack, um, and got the ball ended up with or went towards the Chelsea goalkeeper, and the space was closed down. Um, the space being closed down um, by the Man City attacker, and it's ricocheted back off him as the goalkeeper's tried to clear it, and it's gone out for a throw-in. So now we find City back in possession on a halfway line, and they've just lost possession to Chelsea. So it's just a bit exchanging possession at the minute in midfield, so to speak. Dylan is saying, yes, mate, we played almost a full academy team and they played so much better than the first team. Mate, that's not the first time you told me that this season. Didn't that happen earlier on in the season in the League Cup? Was it the League Cup where you played your second string team and they played a lot better than the first team? So it's big questions to be asked. Obviously, from the Portsmouth side of things. So, like I say, mate, disappointing. And I wonder if any of them young players for you guys are actually starting to get any recognition in the first team. Because it's like you say, it's not the first time that the youngsters at Portsmouth have put in a good performance. So yeah, I would have thought if they keep doing it when they get the opportunities to play, um, in what we might call lesser competitions. Although the FA Cup I don't see as a lesser competition, but some managers treat it like that, don't they, guys? Um, then I'm surprised that, like I say, I would have thought that some of these youngsters playing well for you guys uh, might have uh, might have broke into the first team and got themselves um, a, um, some game time in the league. Let us know, Dylan, if that is the case. Because, like I say, it's if they're putting in performances in the cup competitions, you would have thought the managers would give them some consideration in that respect. But like I say, not always the case, is it? Dylan also saying, yes, mate. The first team only played uh, play league games. But like I say, Dylan, is any of them youngsters actually getting into the first team for league games? Because if they're playing well in the cup against better opposition, surely they're deserving of the opportunity to play in the first 11 in the league because they're showing that they're putting in performances against teams. Let's be honest, as good as competitive as League One is, it's not a Premiership clubs, is it? So and it's not Championship club. Who was it you played in the League Cup earlier in the season? Was it Swansea that the youngsters played against in the League Cup? I'm sure it was Swansea. Let me know if you can. I can't remember exactly, but I'm sure it wasn't Swansea. Seems to stick in my head that it was Swansea. So guys, just to let you know, we are 8 minutes in. We just got an injury on the with a Man City player. He seems to have got up now. He's limping about a bit, but he's still on the pitch. So hopefully he'll be able to run that off. We don't, like I say, guys. One thing on here we always want to see is both teams walking off the pitch, preferably with 11 players. We don't want to see injuries to any players, to be honest, because, like I say, as a football fan, you want to see the best teams, don't you, guys? You want to see the best clubs being able to play the best team. So injuries do impact that. Dylan also saying, not really. There seems to be a massive boundary between the youth team and first team. Well, maybe the new manager or maybe the temporary manager, the what do you call it now? The interim manager. Maybe he might give the youngsters a bit more of a chance, or the new manager when the one new manager finally comes in. Maybe he'll give them a bit more of a chance. Disappointing to hear that the Cowley brothers didn't give the youngsters a chance in the first team if they were putting in a shift. Because I'm not being funny, but if I saw young players putting in a shift for me and senior players not doing it, and I was the coach, I would certainly be happy to drop the players and just say, "Well, look, he's put in a shift. He deserves the game time. So you put in a shift next time you get a game, and then you claim the position. It's as simple as that, isn't it? It's not rocket science, but some of these managers do complicate things or are influenced by the board and the chairman. And if that is the case, then they're not really managing, are they? Because they're basically doing as they're told. And a coach is supposed to make the decisions about the team, not the backroom staff or the board or the owner. It's supposed to be. That's why you pick a coach. He's the one that picks, because if the team doesn't perform, it's him that gets sacked, isn't it, guys? It's him that's going to face the backlash of it. It's him that's going to be accountable. So it is becoming evident, guys, and I'm sure Dylan, you may agree that some managers throughout the different leagues in different clubs are being influenced by the board and owners about what team to pick. Um, and that's wrong because, like I say, if the team don't perform, it's the manager that's accountable anyway. So surely the manager should be allowed and left to pick whatever team he feels is the strongest team and whatever players he feels is giving him, putting the work rate in for him and going to get results. So yeah, but I think, like I said, I think we all have seen some evidence of coaches being influenced by boards and owners, and it's just not right. Um, so City in possession at the minute, guys, on the far side. Not much to report with regards to goal malfaction early on. And now City managed to get in behind Chelsea with a cross into the box. And it's ricocheting around the box, and now the referee has blown the whistle. for a free kick to the goalkeeper. He's obviously picked up on something not right in the box and has decided to award a free kick. So Dylan is saying, we played a young team vs Cardiff City. Oh, that's it, Cardiff. I knew it was a Welsh. I couldn't remember if it Cardiff or City. It's Swansea. I thought it was Swansea. So my bad, mate. They played a young team as well and then played an academy team, Newport County. Yeah, I just remember earlier in the season, Dylan, that obviously that the youngsters gave a really good account of themselves in one of the competitions, and I thought it was the League Cup. And for some reason, I don't know why, but I did think it was Swansea. But I also thought it could be Cardiff. I knew it was a Welsh club. I just couldn't remember which. But yeah, like I say, mate, you'd expect them players to be getting some game time. Dylan also saying, I do like seeing the young team play because they always applaud fans at the end of games. The first team never do that. Well, that's well, obviously the players are accountable to that, Dylan. They should be shown respect and consideration to the fans. But that's a club thing, mate. That's a club thing. And what I mean by that is if the manager and the club are not insisting on the players showing a bit of consideration and homage to the fans, then the players start to neglect that responsibility, especially if performances are not going their way. And as you've seen, I'm sure you've seen, I've seen it plenty of times. Good coaches, when they recognise that the fans have given good support and the players have not always turned up to put in the performance that is deserving of the fans' support that they've received. A lot of coaches, should I say not a lot, but a certain amount of coaches do encourage the players to go over to the fans and actually acknowledge the fans. I know this because I see it quite regular for Bolton. Bolton's manager is quite good like that. Ian Evatt, he does encourage the players to go over, particularly in away games, to show support, to show a bit of consideration and respect to the fans for their fantastic support. And the same thing should happen in every club, mate. I totally agree with that. But as much as the players are responsible to a certain degree, there's also an element where the club are also responsible to encourage that. At the end of the day, it's the players that play for the club, but it's the club that receive the ticket money, in it, mate. So you would think that clubs would be more encouraging with that kind of thing. So it's really disappointing to hear that, Dylan. Let's hope things start to improve in that aspect when the new manager takes charge. It might start to improve with the temporary coach. You'd have to see how it goes over the next couple of weeks, but let's hope that definitely whatever new manager comes in definitely starts to encourage that. Because it's only going to things like that are only going to impact the fan attendance, aren't they? If the fans start to feel that there's a disconnect between them and the players. So Chelsea on the attack. I'll come back to the comments in a minute, mate. Chelsea on the attack down this near side, but they've lost it now to City, and it's gone out for a throw-in. It did look like that was going to build into something there, but it's at the minute, guys, it's a very tight game. Not much to choose between the two sides. Dylan saying 100% agree, mate, especially if they are bribed with money. Sorry, Dylan, can you explain who's bribed with money? You've lost. I'm confused with that one, mate. Apologies. Was that responding to something I said or something you said? Sorry, Dylan. It's confused me, that comment. 100% agree, obviously, with what we was talking about in general. That's easy to get. But I'm confused with a bit, especially if they are being are bribed with money. In what way do you mean by that, mate? If you could explain, if it's not too much trouble, it'd be great if you could just maybe give a little brief comment just to explain exactly what you mean by that. So I don't misinterpret your words, mate. If you could, that'd be awesome. City 60 odd possession early on. So that's I didn't actually quite see the full stats then because it only come up in small writing. But 60 odd possession to City with 17 minutes in, and already Man City having the majority of possession early on. Just not much to report so far in this one, guys. And what's going on with City here? Have you noticed this, guys? I'm not sure if you noticed. If you're watching the game, we're all used to seeing a banner round the stands at pitch level for promotional purposes, companies that sponsor the club, the league, stuff like that. But for some reason, Manchester City have got a double banner round the stadium. So what is that all about? Because I'm not being funny, but is that actually having an impact on the fans' experience? Because it's higher. The actual banner is higher, if you get my meaning. So is that impacting some of those front row seats for the fans? That's a bit strange to me, and a little bit disappointing because surely Man City don't need any more revenue for promotion, considering the amount of revenue they actually generate through promoting other businesses. A shot comes in from City, but it hits the side netting as they break into the box. It was a good effort, but no, just got the angle all wrong. Um, as they got that opportunity. Dylan is saying, I was responding to your comment about managers being forced to change the teams because of the board own. Ah, right. I'm with you. All right. So are you thinking that some of the managers are manipulated with money or bribed, so to speak? I've always just thought it's just the owners and the board members just laying down the law in the background and basically putting managers in awkward positions and making it clear that if they don't play ball, so to speak, obviously a bit of a maybe a wrong terminology to use, but you know what I mean. If they don't do as the board wish or the owners wish, then it could cost them the job. So I was always under the impression that managers might be influenced in that way. But yeah, interesting to think to hear that you may be thinking slightly differently. That you're thinking maybe managers manipulated financially with decisions like that. So that's an interesting one, Dylan. Thanks for clarifying that, mate. Like I say, for me, I just always thought if managers were influenced by the owners, it was more because they were not they were threatened with their job, basically their job security, to do what the owners wished or what the board members wished with regards to the team lineup. So yeah, that's an interesting one, that Dylan. Thank you very much for clearing. I'm glad you cleared that. That's why sometimes I do ask you guys to just clarify what you mean, because, like I say, I don't want to misinterpret what you guys are trying to get at. If you get my meaning. But thank you very much for that, Dylan. Appreciate you clearing that up, mate. Dylan also saying it's different for every club, but some owners may tell the manager to change the team to ensure the outcome of games they want. Yeah, mate, absolutely. It's certainly possible. Certainly possible. But I don't know. Obviously, we're getting into the realms of what's it called, match fixing and stuff like that. Then, so I'm not sure, obviously, how far that goes, but it could happen. You're very right, and it probably has happened in the past. I don't know if it's still happening today, but we're supposed to have proper football authorities making sure that kind of stuff doesn't happen, because um, owners might do it for their own wishes, but the FA and the EFL and organisations like that are supposed to make sure that sort of stuff doesn't go on, so that owners can't be manipulated to throw games to to suit betting and stuff like that. So that's kind of thing is not supposed to exist anymore um, in the modern game. Because what did he call it? There's a certain word for it now, and I can't remember. Is it well, obviously there's match fixing, but there is another terminology for it as well. But like I say, that sort of stuff's not supposed to be existing anymore because it's basically how you can manipulate games to turn out results. We only had a few seasons ago that Italy got in a lot of trouble because of that kind of stuff going on and owners manipulating results and taking bribes and things like that. So interesting to hear that you might be thinking that it could be still going on in English football at a lower level. I don't think it's going on in the Premier League because um, it would be quite serious at the one of the most popular leagues in the world was doing that kind of stuff. But I suppose you're right, Dylan. It definitely could be still going on in lower league football in England because as we know, the EFL and the FA don't do the best job of managing the lower league. So we got a free kick here for City, guys, about 30 yards out. And it's Mahrez to take it. Oh, beautiful goal right in the top corner. Right in the top corner. Clears everybody. And it's like a rocket straight into the top corner. Really nice goal. That's actually one of the nicest goals I've seen from Mahrez from a spot kick. As we know, guys, Mahrez normally scoring goals with pace because that's his asset. That's one of his major assets. And he's normally scoring goals, breaking into the box, getting on the end of crosses and creating crosses and using the pace that we know he's got. Actually took a deflection, that, guys. It looked like he actually cleared it, but you can see on the replay, slowed down, that it just took a very, very slight deflection off one of the Chelsea players. And it's ended up in the top corner for Man City to take the lead. So it's City 1, Chelsea 0. So really good goal that from City. But let's see how Chelsea respond to that. No preference in this one, guys. Absolutely no preference. It's an FA Cup competition, and both of these teams have won this competition quite a few times. So absolutely have no preference in this game, which one of them goes through. Just looking forward to an interesting and enjoyable game, hopefully. But yeah, Chelsea unable to do much about it at the minute as City still holding large spells of possession as they look to build for to try and find a second goal. Dylan's saying, are you looking forward to the two games between our clubs this week, mate? Yes, I am, Dylan. It should be an interesting one. It's a shame we're playing you. It's a shame we're playing you back to back like that. Because we've got two games, haven't we? We play each other twice. We play each other in the cup, in the EFL Trophy, and also in the league. And then I think there's another game. Not obviously not straight away, but I think we play you again soon. For the other league game, because obviously, as we know, the first league game of the season was postponed, and it's surprising that it's took them so long to reschedule it. Although with the World Cup impacting games this season, it could be partly because of that. But the World Cup hasn't had too much of an impact on the lower leagues, so it's unusual that that the EFL didn't reschedule that earlier because that was supposed to be played a few months ago. But yeah, absolutely, Dylan. It should be a good game. Disappointed to be playing you guys like this now because actually, as you know, both Portsmouth and Bolton was right up there near the top of the league at one point in the season, right next to each other, and that would have been a great time to play each other. But obviously, a few months have gone by, circumstances have changed, and now we're going to be playing you in the when you guys are having a bit of a tough time. So, yes, obviously, I'll be wanting my team Bolton to get good results as always, but won't really take no pleasure as a fan to put you guys up against it because I think Portsmouth in all sorts of trouble at the minute, and I'm hoping it's not going to lead to more serious issues because it's starting to look like it could. But like I say. Fingers crossed it doesn't lead to that. But it's always more enjoyable taking points off teams you compete with in the league when the teams are in and around you and you're competing against each other. But like I say, Bolton's still doing well, reasonably well up the league. But Portsmouth have what is it now? Something like 13 games you guys have gone without a win now, something like that. It's quite a lot. It's quite a few games in it now. So, like I say, it's like I said for me, guys. When I see my team play, I want to see them playing teams at the best, not teams at the worst. Um, so, yes, obviously, I'd be glad for a win from Bolton, of course I would. But like I say, it won't be like a jump through hoops or anything like that if we did get the win, because as far as I'd be concerned, we'd be beating a team, Portsmouth, at their weakest, not at their strongest. If obviously that is presuming Bolton get the victories in them games. But I don't think it'll be easy ride. And like I say, it'd be interesting to see what team you guys put out in the EFL Trophy. Joey's saying, hello, Fandon. How's it going, Joey? Welcome to the show. Great to have you with us, mate. Appreciate you coming, getting involved. Always a pleasure. Um, Let us know if you've got a score prediction on this game, Joey. It'd be great to hear your thoughts. Um, Dylan also saying we play you at Fratton Park in the second week of February. Yeah, I knew it was quite close. The games coming. We play you twice. Once in the EFL Trophy and once in the league, and then obviously, like you say, a month later we play you again. So it's a bit of a shame. Let's hope by the time we play you in February, you guys have picked up your results, improved performances, and started getting points on the board. So we got. It looks like we got a penalty here, guys, for an handball from a cross into the box. And just could just see the manager studying it, but yeah, penalty to Manchester City. So it looks like Chelsea could be 2-0 down here quite early on, guys. So we'll come back to that in a sec. Dylan saying Bolton are fifth at the moment. Yeah, like I said, I don't look at it absolutely every week, and like I say, this week has been, as you know, I did a lot of work through Christmas for the fan then, and it's meant that I've basically come back to January, and I've had quite a lot of stuff to do since the start of January, and it is just very frustratingly distracted me from the football. But there's not much you can do about that at the minute. Just got to take the rough with the smooth until we get further on with the project. But yeah, thanks for that, Dylan. I knew, like I said, I think the last time I looked, I think we were sat in sixth. But like I say, don't check it absolutely after every game. Just you know if you're picking up points, you're still up there. But for me, like I've said a few times, for me, I want to see Bolton at the top of League One competing. I was disappointed that we didn't get the win the other day against Plymouth because I would love us to beat Plymouth. It's been a while since Bolton have had a really positive result against Plymouth, and I was really hoping that was going to change the other day, but unfortunately, it ended up 0-0. And they are currently sitting at the top of the league, so I believe. Dylan also saying 16 league games without a win, unfortunately. Yeah, I knew it was quite a bit, mate. I knew it was quite a bit. Like I say, hopefully the management change now will improve results for you guys. Fingers crossed, mate, and you start to get some points on the board. Obviously, I don't want you to get points on the board against my team, particularly, but like I say, I really will be looking for you guys to get some points on the board and hoping you do over the next month or so, leading up to the second game where we play it in the league. But yeah, I'm sure things are going to improve slightly now you've made a managerial change. They've got to, and if you keep changing managers, then it's going to add more questions to the owners, which is the attention that is needed to be brought to the club. From what I'm hearing from fans of Portsmouth. Uh, Dylan, hi Joey. Sorry I didn't see your comment. No worries, Dylan. Thanks for that, mate. Appreciate that. Always great to see you guys talking to each other and getting to know each other. So yeah, top man, Dylan. Thank you very much, mate. Joey saying no worries, top man, Joey. Like I say, always want to see you guys building good friendships between yourselves and enjoying some football conversation and stuff between yourselves. It's not just about the channel; it's about creating the community aspect, guys. So I absolutely want to see you guys um, getting to know each other as footy mates. And like I say, um, it's always great to see you guys giving each other a little bit of consideration in the chat. So thank you very much for that, guys. Joey's saying, going to go for 2-1 City. Yeah, that's a good shout, mate, especially considering it's 2-0 right now. Chelsea struggling to get themselves into this game, to be honest. They are having spells of possession, but they're not really being able to do much with it. They're not getting up the other end of the field very much to threaten Man City's goal. So, like I say, uh, hopefully that starts to improve as the game goes on because we would love to see an end-to-end game in this one, to be honest. And they've just done it again. They've just got into Man City's half of the pitch and literally lost the ball as soon as they got in there. So they're just not they're not getting enough possession in City's half of the pitch to push players up into that half of the pitch. So they're having basically it's kind of a bit of a backs to the wall job at the minute for Chelsea. Um, and this is what I was saying the other day when these two teams played in the league. This is how we expect that City play because this is how they normally play. The other day away at Chelsea, they didn't quite play like that. The usual way we would expect with long spells of possession. So yeah, but they do seem to have got back to that today in the home game. So we'll have to see if that continues. But yeah, at the moment, Chelsea's struggling to get out their own half. Thanks for that, Joey. PFC underscore DY4's Dylan saying, I'm saying 3-4 Chelsea win. Oh, that's a very brave prediction, mate. That's a really good prediction. It'd be great if it ended up like that because that would be meaning that we're in for an absolutely cracking game with plenty of goals. So yeah, we'll have to see if it does get anywhere near that. It's definitely possible with City 2-0 up so far and 35 minutes gone. So yeah, that's plenty of time for that kind of scoreline to prevail. So we'll have to see how it turns out as we continue. As the game continues. Oh, we are having a little bit of a technical problem here. Sorry, guys. Just bear me a second. It's always on the days where I seem to have be up against it for time limits where we have these technical gremlins. When I'm more organised, it doesn't seem to happen as much. But whenever things are a bit chaotic, um, it seems to happen a lot more. Oh, you're joking me here. What the? All right. Well, sorry, guys. I'll have to. Sorry, guys. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry about that, guys. I'm just trying to sort it out now. Um, Hopefully that sorts it now. Oh, we always have the technical gremlins, don't we, guys? It's rather annoying. Like I said, they always seem to come haunting me when I am not when I'm not in the same when I'm not in the rhythm. If you get my meaning, just things distracting me. But hopefully that's right. And it looks like we've just had another goal for City. Oh, come on! Oh, I'll have to manage without the sound, guys. We're having some major issues, so I'll have to manage without the sound for the rest of it. Um, Not to worry. Just one of them things. It's just been one of them weekends for me this weekend. If it can go against me and um, stop me getting on with the rhythm, it has done. So just the bad luck keeps coming at the minute with as we approach it, as we've come into the new year. Not had a lot of luck with the channel since we're coming to the new year because of things, other things distracting me. But not to worry. Let's get back to the comments. So it's Foden, I think, that's just scored that goal. Sorry, I wasn't able to give you the details on that, guys. But Man City now 3-0 up. So definitely possible for Dylan's score prediction, but it would mean an amazing turnaround for Chelsea with Man City now 3-0 up. So it's for Dylan's prediction to be correct, it would need 4 goals from Chelsea without reply. So it's certainly not impossible, but it would be a bit of a long shot against the team as good as Man City. Joey is saying, "Whoa, that would be an awesome scoreline, Dylan. Absolutely, absolutely, nice one, Joey. Yeah, it's got you got to totally agree with that. It would be a cracker. I don't think it'd be so much end. Mind you, it could still be end to end, couldn't it? Even at this stage, because you don't. If Chelsea did manage to start turning it round, you imagine that." It wouldn't all be one way traffic. You would imagine that City would be getting some opportunities up the other end. Um, so yeah, it still could go like that. But Chelsea in possession at the minute on the far side. They've actually managed to finally get into Man City's half with some half decent possession. But obviously, maybe just with City taking the 3-0 lead. And we're now on the 40 minutes. So we're just coming up towards the last 5 minutes before half time. So maybe, I don't know whether City maybe just taking their foot off the gas a little bit, so to speak. But yeah, Chelsea have managed to keep possession. But City, even though they've kept possession, City have pressed them and pushed them all the way back deep into their own half of the pitch. So, like I say, um, difficult to see if Chelsea will actually achieve the success of turning it back round. Bit of a long shot at the minute, but not impossible. Um, so, thanks for that, Joey. Dylan saying, yes, mate, fair play to the old manager, though, for resigning. I do think he deserved credit for nothing. For not Oh, I think that's meant to say noticing something was up and taking action. Yeah, yeah. Like I say, it's difficult, in it, mate. It's difficult. Obviously, we want to see the managers doing well, and like you say, it's just one of them things at the minute. that Portsmouth just going through a tough period, and like I say, um, it's um, it's something that's gonna bring things to a head. I think eventually at Portsmouth, and let's hope that when it does bring things to a head, that starts to give the Portsmouth fans some answers and get things moving in the right direction for the club. Um, um, oh, it's driving me nuts, this technology today. You can guarantee, can't you, when other things are not going your way, it just snowballs, doesn't it? It's one after another. Um, So Man City on the attack at the minute, guys, and they're now just breaking into the Chelsea box. But Chelsea have managed to regain possession and just clear it just outside the box. But under pressure from City, and now City reclaim possession, passing it back right up to the halfway line, and they've managed to regroup. And like I say, Chelsea just struggling at the minute, just really struggling to get any kind of serious. They've had one. They did have, like I said, they did have a spell of possession not so long ago, but it didn't quite. It didn't quite work out because they were pushed right back to the halfway line, and I'm getting really irritated now with this. Just keeps kicking me out. It's doing my head in now. So 40, just coming up to the 45 minutes mark, guys, and we have a corner for City on this near side with Mahrez, who takes it short to Silva, and Silva out to the edge of the box. Cross comes in, but it's straight to the goalkeeper, who picks it up for Chelsea to try and relieve the pressure a bit on their own goal because, like I say, um, City have had been quite dominant in this first half. So we've got 2 minutes added time added on for the final. For the sorry, added on for the first half, um, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens after the halftime break. Whether the team talk makes any kind of impact on the City's, on Chelsea's possession. So yeah, like I said, City just so dominant in this one. It's a complete contrast to what we saw the other day with City not being as dominant, and Chelsea matched them in that game, and it was end to end. And but this game is the complete opposite. Complete opposite. I'm a little bit frustrated, but let's have a look. See, just share this, guys. See if I can share the team news. Should have put this up at the start. See, this is what happens when I lose my rhythm, guys, unfortunately. So my apologies. Like I said, I've been very distracted with other things the last couple of days, and it's kind of affected my rhythm with things. But I'll get back into it. I'll get back into it. All I can say, guys, is my apologies. It's very difficult to keep switching on and off from this when you've got other stuff going on in the life to deal with, and that's very demanding. And like I say, it can be very distracting and very frustrating. Breaking off from it, but it'll improve as we go because as we keep getting better with the channel and improving and building it, I'll get better at it, and hopefully other things going on, particularly my other job, my main job. Hopefully, that will become less of a distraction. So yeah, like I said, my apologies, guys. Billy, Random Clips, how's it going, mate? Great to have you in the chat. Great to see you, mate. It's gonna take a miracle to turn this round. Yeah, absolutely, mate. Um, Got to be honest. Do feel a little bit for Chelsea. They've been unable to get themselves into this one. I don't understand it quite why that is been the case, because as we saw in the league game the other day, Chelsea very much matched Man City, went toe to toe with them. It was end to end. City didn't play their usual dominant game by dominating the possession. And yeah, I accept that there's probably been team changes. I'm not 100% sure exactly which changes have been made because, like I say, we're a bit I've come on rushed home today from work. I've been working today as well, guys, and obviously rushed in to get onto this stream. So I'm not been able to make the comparisons to this team compared to the teams that they played the other day. But one thing is clear, guys, is that both teams are still, both clubs still playing very, very strong teams in this one. So there's no reason why Chelsea should be struggling too much to compete with City as they showed the other day. But for some reason, they are. And this is when you guys are wondering why I'm not a big fan of Man City's style of play. This is why. This is why, because it's not that I have anything against the way City plays, but I don't like it the way games become one-sided. As a football fan, especially if I'm watching games as a neutral, you want to see it end to end. You want to see both teams going toe to toe, competing with each other, opportunities at both ends. Both got both goal boxes coming under pressure with both teams creating chances. So that is kind of why it's not that I've got anything against Man City. It's just it's not my favourite style of play, and that's the reason why, because it tends to lead to a very one-sided game. And Like I say, for me, I prefer to see both teams competing well and going toe to toe. So if you guys were with us the other day when I was talking to Richard, I did mention in that stream that I don't have nothing against City's style of play. It's just not my favourite style of play, and that's why, because we just end up with games like this where it's one-sided and it becomes a bit predictable, a bit boring. You want to see action. You want to see goal mouth action at both ends, guys. That's a more interesting game for me. But maybe you guys think different. I'm sure if you're a Man City fan, you don't care about the possession, and you're happy to see large spells of possession because as a City fan, it means your team's dominating. But like I say, I'm looking at it from a neutral perspective, and then from a neutral perspective, I want to see active games, and active games are always going to strike. Are always going to be a lot more active if both teams are making the effort to compete against each other and having chances at both ends. But yeah, thanks, Billy. Great to have you with us, by the way, mate. Thanks for dropping in. Great to hear from you today. Billy also saying, I don't mind if we go out because then we can just focus on Champions League and the league. Yeah, that's a fair point, Billy. I think you guys could do well with the Champions League. I think, let's be honest, I'm disappointed to see the pressure that Graham Potter's coming under. I'm really disappointed to see that because I don't understand how we're supposed to see these young managers develop and improve and become Premier League managers and more successful managers if we don't give them the time to get their ideas across. And it's like I say, from my point of view, I'm really disappointed to hear that Dick Graham Potter is getting a lot of pressure already and big question marks. Let's be honest, guys. This is Chelsea. This is not Brighton. This is Chelsea. This is a whole new ball game. He's got to learn how to deal with players with egos that he's not got experience with. He's got to learn how to deal with the Champions League that he's not got experience with. He's got to learn how to deal with a very demanding board where he might have some experience, but I don't think it'll be on the same scale. Let's be honest. Yes, there was probably some demands coming from the Portsmouth. Sorry, not the Portsmouth. That's talking to Dylan before that about Portsmouth. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry, the Brighton board probably did put demands and pressure on Graham Potter to achieve a certain amount of success, but it wouldn't be anywhere near the same scale of expectation and pressure coming from the Chelsea board. So all I'm pointing out, guys, is that it's disappointing to see him coming under this kind of pressure when He's a new manager at this level. He's never managed Champions League before. He's never had a dressing room full of top players that are all very well known. Some of them with their own egos because they're so high profile players, as well as a board that will demand a lot of success, um, a lot more consistency. A lot more consistent than the Brighton board or the Brighton ownership would demand. So, like I say, it's just disappointing to hear that fans and pundits and stuff like that don't want to take these kind of things into serious consideration. So we'll have to see how it goes, but it's not looking great for him at the minute, and let's hope we can turn things around. But I think in the Champions League, the experience you guys have got, it doesn't matter what manager you've got in place. I think that the experience that's in the Chelsea dressing room, and I think the players' hunger to achieve success in that competition as well, because let's be honest, all players are hungry to play in the Champions League. I think that the managers might not be might not have as his influence or his impact might be a little bit less influential in the Champions League because the players know what's expected. They know that the board will expect, but they don't respond to the board. They're going to respond to their own demands because as top players, that's the competition they want to play in. That's the competition that they want to perform in. So yeah, like I say, for me, I am expecting a positive second half of the season from Chelsea in the Champions League. And I don't think whatever happens with the management, whether Graham Potter stays, goes, whatever, I don't think it's going to have too much influence on how you guys perform in the Champions League. I think your good players have already shown this in previous seasons that they'll step up to that competition. So yeah, thanks for that, Billy. Billy also saying, why can't it be why can't it be like Thursday where we were actually threatening City's goal? Yeah, that's what I was pointing out earlier, mate. It's unusual because City didn't have that dominance that they normally have with ball possession when they came to your place the other day, and you guys gave a good account of yourselves. It was a good end-to-end game. And it was really enjoyable to watch. But in this first half of this FA Cup game, it's kind of been back to how we know City play, and Chelsea have been really struggling to get out of their own half, which is, from my point of view, is a little bit frustrating because I don't have no preference who wins it. But as a neutral, I want to see both teams going at it, and I certainly don't want to see Manchester City just dominating games like we know they can with large spells of possession. So I totally understand your frustration there, Billy. Let's hope things improve in the second half, and Chelsea start getting up the field more and start creating a few opportunities to threaten Chelsea's goal. Billy is also saying, hope you're doing good as well. Yeah, I'm good, thanks, Billy. Appreciate that, mate. I'm good, thanks. And yeah, hopefully you're doing good as well, mate. Thanks for asking. Always great to see you guys come in and being positive. I really do appreciate that. So thanks, mate. Billy's also saying people are saying Potter out, but I'm Potter in because he's never managed a club as big as Chelsea, and he needs a summer transfer window to bring in players. Absolutely, well said, Billy. Massive respect to you there, mate. Because I think it's going to be a tough ask for him to see out the rest of the season. We're already coming in under pressure so early on. So yeah, absolutely, Billy. I totally agree with that. But unfortunately, mate, you being a Chelsea fan, you know this. Chelsea is a very demanding club as far as managers go, and it's a high-profile club. It's a club that's regularly, consistently competing in the Champions League. So it's there's very little patience for a manager like Graham Potter. He's always going to come under pressure really early on, and it's disappointing. It's not just Chelsea that have that problem. The other clubs in the Premier League that do create that same issue. And like I say, it's really nice to hear a Chelsea fan actually saying that because like you say, a lot of fans just, unfortunately, there is a high percentage of fans of higher profile clubs, shall we say, like Man City, United, Liverpool, Chelsea. There is a high percentage of fans that I don't mean no disrespect by this, but as soon as they lose one or two, three, 2 or 3 games, they start to question the manager and question the tactics, things like that. And they show very little patience and want instant success. And football doesn't work like that, does it? You have to take the good with the bad. And yes, Chelsea have certainly got the resources to be up there competing and doing well. No question about that. But it doesn't always work out like that. Sometimes, as we were saying the other day, you have to give respect to the opposition and accept that they have ambitions to achieve success as well. And once you do that, once you actually do that as a team, I think that sets you up better for more success because you're actually showing a bit of humbleness to respect the opposition, no matter what level they're playing at. You're recognizing that they have come to play and they want some success as well. And if you recognize them factors, then your team is a lot more likely to achieve the ambitions that they set out at the start of the season. So absolutely nice one, Billy. Really, really honest, mate. Seriously, can't say it enough. It's really nice to hear a Chelsea fan saying that because, like as you've just said, there is a lot of Chelsea fans that already calling for his head for him to be sacked because they want instant success, and football doesn't always work like that. And it's a little bit disheartening and disappointing to hear fans, because after Potter's does finally leave Chelsea because it will happen at some point eventually. These are the fans that are calling for him to be sacked now, or be the fans in the future criticising the ownership or the board or whatever for not giving managers time. So it just goes to show how sometimes a small percentage of fans can be a little bit hypocritical with some of the things that they say. So yeah, but like I say, it's only a small percentage in it. But like I say, it's really nice to hear that, Billy. Thanks for that, mate. Really great comment. That Joey's saying, yeah, I agree. Potter should be given more time. They shouldn't think of sacking him yet. Absolutely, I totally agree, mate. I totally agree. Yes, we know that Chelsea, the results are not necessarily going the way Chelsea fans would expect, and the board and the owners and stuff like that. But like I say, if these people are proper football people, then they should know that you cannot buy. So you can invest all the money you want in the top players, the best players, this, that, and the other, but it doesn't guarantee success. You have to show respect to the opposition, and you earn that position. You earn that success. You don't buy it. You earn it, and you earn it by putting in good performances, having a good team spirit, and matching the intensity and desire and commitment coming from the team that faces you. And that is the best way that's going to lead to success. But that's just my opinion. Other people might think differently. You guys think differently. Not a problem. I respect your opinion. I might not agree with it, but if you do have a different opinion to mine, please feel free to drop your comments in the chat. As we are seeing that Joey and Billy and Dylan are doing. So yeah, absolutely, totally agree, Joey. You well said, mate. And honest, you guys are awesome. Really are. It's great it's great. We'll be awesome in the future if we manage to attract more fans like you guys, because we're going to have a really fantastic channel with fans that have great football knowledge and look at all the aspects of it. One thing that I don't like in football is that fans that look at things with the blinkers on, so to speak, where they don't take everything into account. And if you're going to have an opinion on something like, particularly, something quite serious like a manager being sacked, because it is serious, it affects the club, it affects the finance. You sack a manager, you've got to pay him out. You've also got to bring in another manager that you hope's going to do a better job. So these are quite serious things to debate. And like I say, you guys really, really, really do make them kind of debates enjoyable, because you show that you're true football fans, because you look at all the aspects to make an informed judgment, shall we say. So yeah, thanks for that, Joey, and also Billy. Some really, really positive comments there about the Chelsea manager. Uh, PFC underscore DY4 Dylan saying, have you seen the full FA Cup draw for next round, Gaz? No, mate. Literally, honest. I have literally I've been working. I was busy all yesterday. Missed all the football yesterday. Really frustrating that I couldn't even watch half an hour of football. Tried to pick up some of it on the radio. That was an absolute nightmare because of where I was. Um, plus plus my radio in my van has broke, so I had to do it with a handheld radio. And also this morning I've also been busy, so I haven't had chance to keep up with any of the thing of the FA Cup. If I'd have had the time, mate, I would have been streaming yesterday. But seriously, I've just been absolutely crazy busy since the start of the new year, trying to get back into the rhythm of my paid job, shall we say, and also personal stuff as well. So yeah, really frustrating to miss out on all of the FA Cup games yesterday, mate. You have no idea. I was really irritated with that, but these things happen, and you have to go with the flow sometimes. And if I'm going to achieve the success I hope to achieve with the channel in the future, then I have to just take the good with the bad and ride out the good, ride out the bad times, and go with it when it's good. So yeah, unfortunately not, mate. And like I say, because it was a bit crazy today. I haven't even. I had a quick glance over some of the results before, but this is the problem when you're trying to do a full time job and manage the channel. There just isn't enough hours in the day, guys. It really is. I've literally gone to some. Literally some days been managing on as little as 4 hours sleep, with trying to keep the intensity going on the channel and working a full time job as well. So it does take its toll on you after a while when you're getting such small amounts of sleep because of the amount of work involved. Guys, the game has restarted. Man City in possession, as you would expect. Because they do, they are always a possession-based team, aren't they? But Man City in possession at the minute on the halfway line, and yet again they've got Chelsea boxed in the first 2 minutes of this second half. Dylan is saying Preston vs Tottenham Hotspur Ipswich. All right, the draw now. The draw recently. Yeah, sorry, I've missed it. I don't know if it was before this game or what, but no, I was before this. I was getting ready for the stream, so if it did happen today, I missed it. But no, Dylan saying Preston vs Tottenham. Oh, that's a good one for Preston, then, isn't it? At home as well. Ipswich Town v Burnley. Yeah, that they're both evenly matched teams, aren't they? Southampton v Blackpool. That's a long trip for Blackpool down to the south coast. Wrexham v Sheffield United. Luton v Wigan. And Grimsby Town v Derby County, West Ham United. Oh, Wigan's v Grimsby Town and Derby County v West Ham United. That would be a good one, wouldn't it? Derby County v West Ham United. Yeah, there's some good draws there, mate. I'll look at the second piece in a minute. Just Chelsea now managed to get some possession, but they're still deep inside their own half with it. And they've just now tried to clear it up the field under pressure from City. And the ball's took a ricochet off a City player and gone out on the far side for a throw into Chelsea. And Chelsea really struggling. Every time they get the ball, they've just got the ball again and immediately coming under pressure from Man City, who closing the spaces really well. And the referee has awarded a free kick to Chelsea on the far side. 49 minutes gone, guys. But like I said, Chelsea really struggling at the minute to get out their own. They're still deep inside their own half, and Man City with this high press is making life really difficult for Chelsea to get up the field at the moment. So we'll continue to watch how that develops. But yeah, not looking great for Chelsea at the moment in the early stages of this second half. But hopefully they manage to start building some possession and getting up the field a bit. Thanks for that, Dylan. Billy is saying disaster is part of success. You can't just expect a manager to come in and start doing well straight away. Absolutely, totally, Billy. Like I pointed out earlier, mate. What a lot of fans are not taking into account is the fact that in a club like Chelsea, Graham Potter is a good manager. He's shown it at Brighton, but there's so much more for him to learn at a club of this level. There's so much. For two of the biggest things he's got to learn at this club is one, the Champions League that he's no experience with before he came to Chelsea, and two, a dressing room full of players that know their own importance. He didn't have to do that at Brighton. A lot of them players came through because of Graham Potter giving them the chance and encouraging the best out of them. But at Chelsea, these players already know how good they are, and that comes with players that will be in that dressing room that have an ego. And as we know, guys, we've seen plenty of teams, teams that near the top of the league, and the managers come in and have problems because they've got players in the dressing room with egos that create headaches. Even an experienced like manager, like an experienced manager. What I'm told you, I'm so bad with names and Mourinho. Sorry, how can I forget his name? How much he's made himself a headline these days? But that just shows you how I'm not always great with names, guys. But yeah, even Mourinho has had problems with players with egos. So if Mourinho, such an experienced manager, is going to have problems, then how can the Chelsea fans or the Chelsea board not take into account that it's going to take a little bit of time for Graham Potter to learn how to manage a dressing room where I don't know, 20%, 30%, 40%, whatever it is, of the players have got egos. So you have to give him time to learn these things. And I absolutely, honest, so refreshing to hear Billy saying stuff like that because, like I say, a lot of my experience is speaking to fans that support the bigger clubs, shall we say, just show no consideration to that fans. That new managers, younger managers with less experience, will take a little bit. You've got to give them the 12 months to learn. Unless results are absolutely disastrous, you have to accept that they might have to lose a few games to acquire the knowledge that they need to get better at that level. So yeah, absolutely, Billy. Well said, mate. Top man. Thank you very much for that. Um, um, Man City still having majority of the possession, guys, and Chelsea not even speeding up. What's disappointing with this, guys, is as much as Man City are having large amounts of possession, Chelsea could try and speed this up by pressing from the front faster. They are pressing from the front. They're just not doing it very fast. And if they were doing it faster, it would force City to speed up their play, and then potentially give Chelsea the opportunities to steal the ball back. Because because Man City are played, and it's just honest. What if you're watching this, guys? It's shocking. Man City literally just passionate about, comfortable at the back, like they're on a dinner break. With Chelsea slow to press the ball. Now Chelsea have finally got some possession, and they finally managed to get up the field, and are now have been awarded a free kick just on the edge of the centre circle on this near side. And the referee has issued a yellow card to one of the City players. But yeah, great to see that finally Chelsea have got some possession and managed to get themselves up the field into Manchester City's house. It's not far enough up the field. It's Rodri that's been booked for Manchester City, but it's not far enough. I say just I actually thought it was closer to the centre circle than it was, but I don't know if the players have nicked a few yards, but it's more to the midway into the City half. And Chelsea with a quick opportunity there. Free kick taken, straight ball flat across the pitch, right to the edge of the goal mouth, picked up by one of the Chelsea attackers, and then a shot comes in quick, but it's deflected off one of the Man City defenders. And it's also took just brushed the fingers of the goalkeeper and goes out on the far side. for a corner to Chelsea. But good bit of thinking there from Chelsea. A bit more encouraging for the Chelsea fans that are up in Manchester supporting their team to see that smart bit of play there. But let's hope that Chelsea do start to get more percentage. Just from a neutral perspective, to see the game spark into life a bit more, guys. Because, like I say, when Man City are having all this possession, they're 3-0 up. All they're going to do is just keep passing it about slowly at the back and probing, and it just makes the game boring as a neutral to watch. And Chelsea have now lost possession again. You can tell that City have had Pep Guardiola in their ear because this is a completely different way they're playing today to how they played against Chelsea. So it would suggest that Guardiola has had these players on the training ground and be drilling into them their philosophy of large amounts of possession because he's obsessed with it. And he is as great as a manager he is. I do acknowledge that he is a great manager, but he's obsessed with the possession side of it, isn't he, guys? He really is. Dylan is saying Stoke City v Aston Villa or Stevenage, Blackburn v Forest Green Rovers or Burnley, Birmingham City, Walsall v Leicester City, Sheffield Wednesday v Fleetwood Town. Oh, that's a good one for Fleetwood. That's an interesting one. And Man City or Chelsea v Oxford or Arsenal. Oh, that's a bit. Is that a home? Well, you'd expect Arsenal are going to win against Oxford, wouldn't you? As much as it'd be nice to see a cup upset, you would expect Arsenal to beat Oxford. So it looks like we could see a couple of the favourites to win the competition out early on in it, guys, because they're drawing each other. So I suppose that's encouraging for the teams, for the other teams that might not always get as much opportunity to win a trophy with the dominance of some of the Premier League clubs. But if one of these two get knocked out today, and then the winner of this plays Arsenal, then we will have two high-profile teams out of it early on, which is encouraging for the other teams that maybe starved of some success, and this gives them a great opportunity to really go for it in the FA Cup. And you never know, guys. We might see a team unexpectedly win the FA Cup that we wouldn't normally expect to win. So that from my point of view, would be great because, like I say, it's a bit boring when you see the same teams winning it all the time. We want the FA Cup has always been special for that reason, that it's the potential that anybody can win it because in a one-off game, anything can happen. So, yeah, that's an interesting one to keep an eye on that, guys, as far as the rest of the tournament's concerned. Dylan also saying Bristol City v Swansea. Bristol City or Swansea v Chesterfield or West Brom. Brighton v Wolves or Liverpool. Fulham v Sunderland. Bournemouth v Accrington Stanley. Cardiff City or Leeds United. Playing Accrington. No, that's definitely a good draw for Accrington. So yeah, that's thanks for that, Dylan. Appreciate that. I would like to say, obviously it helps the other guys if they've missed the draw to keep up with it. Dylan, apologies for the long message. No worries, mate. No worries. I'm sure I would have looked at it after the stream what the draw was made, but I'm sure it helps out some of the other guys that might not have seen the draw yet. So yeah, thanks for that, Dylan. Appreciated, mate. We're just seeing Haaland warming up on the touchline, guys. So obviously that's encouraging for City fans to kill off the game. Although it's still looking very difficult for Chelsea to turn this around because they're just not getting. They're getting such little possession, guys. This is a very traditional performance, completely the opposite of what we saw from City the other day, and it's trademark City basically, guys. It's just trademark City. Large portions of possession, keeping it from the opposition. and the opposition struggling to get it back. And Chelsea are in possession at the minute, but yet again, unusually, they're in possession deep inside their own half, being pressed by Man City and struggling to get the ball up the field. Maybe Chelsea should have gone with their first team, first 11 for this one, because it does look like both teams have made some slight changes to their team. But maybe Chelsea should have stuck with the team they had the other day that gave a good account of themselves against Chelsea. Against City. We'll see how it pans out. But thanks for that, Dylan. And no worries, mate. Absolutely no worries. Pompey World. Welcome to the chat, mate. Great to see you. Thanks for dropping in. Pompey World, handpick waving, handpink waving to Gaz, catching up on your live. Yeah, mate, I've been really busy with work and stuff the last few days, so apologies for that. Not much I could do about it. And apologies for the misunderstanding and all on your stream, mate. I just genuinely did not realise that you guys had an earlier kickoff yesterday. I thought you had 3 o'clock kickoff. So my bad, mate. My bad. I know that I was very frustrated with that yesterday, because I genuinely did think it was a 3 o'clock kickoff, and I genuinely wanted to come and show you some support. Hence why I did try to rush home to catch you, but I completely got my timing wrong with that game, and unfortunately that meant I missed your stream. So yeah, I did see a message. I haven't replied to it yet, mate, on social media, but I did see a message earlier, but I didn't have time to reply because I was getting ready for the live stream now. But yeah, I will reply to that later, mate. But thank you very much, Pompey World. Really appreciate that, Noel. And apologies sincerely, mate, for the misunderstanding. Like I say, I genuinely did want to come and drop in on your channel. Billy is saying you could have said that better, mate. I agree. You couldn't have said that better. I 100% agree. No worries. Thank you very much for the positivity, guys. Really, really do appreciate it. Like I say, I'll be on the channel as much as possible, but just at the minute, until we get a bit further along. We're getting there, guys. We are improving. We're getting there. We're starting to march up to the targets that we need, but still quite a bit of work yet to do to actually reach the targets that we need. But we are starting to build. But until we get a bit further along, unfortunately, I am going to have to balance my normal job with trying to find time to get on YouTube as well. And I will keep the consistency up as much as possible. But like I say, just hope you guys can understand that unfortunately, I have got to do my normal job. That takes priority at the minute, unfortunately. It won't do in the future. Fandom will take a priority, hopefully, in the future. But for the moment, my main job is got to take priority, because I've got, just like you guys, I have bills to pay, and I've got to earn the money to pay them. So, yeah. But thank you very much for the positivity, guys, and understanding. It is appreciated. Thank you. Billy Random Clips also saying, anyway, mate, dinner's done. Hope you have a great evening. Thank you very much, Billy. Enjoy your meal, mate. And thank you very much for getting involved. Always appreciated. And obviously, it's not looking great for you guys at the minute, but I will be hoping that you guys get a positive result in your next game, and we start to see Graham Potter start get some points on the board for you guys, and hopefully turn the opinions of a few people and not giving him the consideration that you show, Billy. So yeah, thanks for that, mate. And like I say, have a nice evening, and enjoy your food, mate. Thank you very much for dropping in. Always a pleasure. Joey is saying, yeah, large possession games can be boring sometimes. Yeah, they can, absolutely. Like I say, nothing against City, mate. It's just, I want to watch end-to-end games. Like I say, I love active games. I love games where there's loads of goal mouth action. It keeps you on the edge of your seat. When you have one team dominating so much possession, like we see regular with City, it can just make the game a little bit boring, because it's a lot more one-sided, and plus you don't see as much activity in the box. You're seeing a lot more passing about in midfield and stuff like that. So, like I say, I totally understand City play like this. It's Guardiola's way. I get that. Um, I understand some fans love that style of play. Fair enough. Each to their own. I respect other people's opinion, but for me, no. I want to see teams go toe to toe. I want to see, really crunching tackles, really loads of action at both ends of the pitch. That is, to me, is a real, true football game that's really enjoyable to watch. Whether you're watching it as a fan of either team or whether you're watching it as a neutral, it's the kind of stuff that gets us on the edge of our seats as fans in it. So yeah, thanks for that, Joey. Chelsea are in possession now, finally, guys, inside the Man City half of the pitfield, and they're on the edge of the City box, and they've just they've just done all that hard work to get up the field and then lose the ball really cheaply to Mahrez. I think it was Mahrez that managed to steal the ball back with what looked like a mediocre challenge. To be fair, guys, not nothing serious. Just literally put a foot in, nicked it back, and City were back off up the other end of the field again. And you could just see with I can never pronounce his name. Benares, is it Benares? I can never pronounce his name, but just the slow way he moved forward then in possession of the ball just expresses exactly what happens with Man City. They kill a game off like this, 3-0 up, and then just happy to keep possession for the rest of the game and just slow the game down. And it's boring. Let's be honest, guys, it's boring. Let's call a spade a spade. It's boring. We want to see goal mouth action, not this just passing it about in the opposition's half of the pitch or their own half of the pitch. It's come on. Let's see some more action in the goal. There's been such little action, and this is what I mean. Because City are 3-0 up, they're just prepared to keep large amounts of possession of the ball. As far as they're concerned, it's now just see out the game. Well, as football fans, do we want to see a team just spending the last 20 minutes of a game, half an hour, guys, if anything, because this has been going on for a good half an hour, 40 minutes now, where City just having loads of possession, slowing the game down, not doing much with that possession, and it becomes the second half of the game becomes a bit boring and predictable, doesn't it? But thank you very much for that, Joey. Like I say, it's not too bad if it's two teams that play the similar way. But for me, I want to see action. I want to see goal mouth, especially considering I've missed so much football this weekend with my work commitment. So you can understand I'm wanting to see that both teams absolutely kiboshing the goal. That might be a term some of you younger fans have not heard. That's something from our younger days. You used to hear that quite a lot, kibosh. And maybe that sounds a bit foreign to some of you guys that might be younger fans. Pompey World, no problem, guys. Yeah, no worries, mate. Like I say, seriously, no, I do feel bad about getting my timing wrong with that. I was just really frustrated because I really, like I say, you've been showing some amazing support to Fanden on the channel and on social media, making the effort. And I know it's not always easy for you, mate, being over there in the States. So I just wanted to try and come and give you some support. But hopefully I'll catch you on the next one. And I'll next time I know you're streaming, I'll definitely try and look. I'm sure I did look for the Portsmouth. I actually, when you told me and I saw your message before, I was second guessing myself, thinking I'm sure I looked and it said 3:00 kickoff. But maybe it did. And maybe the TV companies changed it late on, and that's why it wasn't changed on whatever website it was. I saw the kickoff time. So, like I say, hopefully I will definitely try my hardest to catch it on your next one. Noel, if I'm not working, I will definitely try and drop in and show you some support, mate. Because, like I say, really great. What you're trying to do with your channel, even though you are having the same problem as me sometimes with limited time to work on it. Like I say, mate, it's a team effort. If we can be supportive to each other, I will certainly try my best to do that when my work commitments don't get in the way. But yeah, like I say, mate, I was just disappointed to miss it more than anything. Chelsea now in possession on the deep inside their own half. When they are getting possession, they're being forced to pass back to the keeper so regular because Chelsea. See, they managed to get. This is what are Man City doing? This is really poor play from Man City. We just seen Chelsea get an opportunity to get forward. Not really in a dangerous part of the pitch, but it was in their own half of the pitch, and just a really, really poor challenge from City results in a free kick to Chelsea. Now Chelsea took the free kick quick, tried to get down the pitch, but I don't see why City need to do things like that when they're 3-0 up, 70 minutes gone. It wasn't in a dangerous area of the pitch, so I don't see why City. It was clearly a tactical challenge, guys. It was a tactical foul to stop Chelsea moving up the pitch, but it didn't really work very well because Chelsea took the free kick quickly and still got up the other end of the pitch quite quickly. So it's not necessary for Man City to do that kind of challenge tactically in that half of the pitch. But if you guys think differently, like I say, please do let me know. And guys, if you're just joining us, please do consider dropping your comments in the chat. It'd be great to hear from you. And hit that like button and consider subscribing. We are still quite a new YouTube channel in the YouTube community. And like I say, we want to try and build a proper fan channel where fans are welcome to get involved and want you guys to really feel a part of this channel. But you can only do that if you hit that subscribe button and get involved. So Chelsea lost the ball again, and now we're seeing that City yet again in possession on the halfway line. Long cross out to that far side of the field. And this is what I mean. City do not, once they're 3-0 up like this, they were happy to keep possession. They had the opportunity there to create something in the box. They got down that wing with possession and not really under any serious threat from Chelsea. They could have used that opportunity to break into the box. But what did they do? They pass it back into midfield. And why? Because they're 3-0 up comfortable. Shots just come in from Mahrez from the edge of the box, but it's gone well wide. But yeah, that's I don't know. That's the first attempt from City we've had on goal for a good, I think, about 10 minutes. Because, like I say, they're literally seeing out the game now with large spells of possession. We've got a substitution for Chelsea. Mason Mount. I think it was Mason Mount. Sorry, I didn't see the player that they made the change with. But yeah, it's Mount coming on, I think. Sorry, guys, I didn't see the player that just took off then. Oh, that's a great ball for Chelsea on this near side with Man City having limited numbers back. But they try and hold up the ball. And now Chelsea on the edge of the box. And, why didn't they move quicker then? That was a really good opportunity for Chelsea. They switched the play from the far side to this near side with a really long ball right up the other end of the field and caught Man City out with less numbers back. And they were on the edge of the box before they know it. And they just didn't quite manage to make the best of that opportunity. But that was a really more positive opportunity for Chelsea because, like I say, they caught... They caught Man City at the back there with a lot less defenders in position, and that could have been a good, they could manage to get a shot off, but by the time they got the shot off, Man City had managed to get more players back. But I really like that spell, that little spell of play there. That was more encouraging from a Chelsea point of view. So Chelsea have now picked up the ball deep inside their own half from a bit of sloppy possession from sorry, guys. A bit of sloppy possession from Manchester City, and Chelsea did manage to pick it up on their own half of the pitch. They managed to play a bit of possession in that half, and now it's gone out on the far side for a throw-in. So throwing taken to Chelsea, and now they pass it back to the goalkeeper. They just, like I said, just need to try and push a bit harder to get up the other end of the field because it's clearly obvious that Man City have took the foot off the gas now in this one. So yeah, it would be good to see Chelsea try and push up the field to see if they could get a goal to maybe turn this into a bit more of a contest. But at the minute, it's very obvious. City took the foot off the gas. And maybe considering this game is already won, with them being 3-0 up. And now Chelsea are still in possession, but like I say, still this is so unusual seeing Chelsea in possession deep in their own half and struggling to get up the field. But now they do. They switch. Oh, it's gone out of play. They managed to finally get that ball out up the field on out to that far side, but too much pace on the ball, and it's gone out on the far side for a throw-in to Man City. And now City doing exactly what they do, and that is keeping possession at the back and now trying to just slow the game down again. And obviously trying to pull Chelsea, to pull Chelsea out of their own half to create more space. And Chelsea have managed to finally nick it back inside Man City's half of the pitch. That's encouraging. Oh, but it still ends up going back to the goalkeeper. If you're watching this, guys, I don't know if you agree, but honest, all this possession-based stuff is just really, really limits the amount of goal opportunities we see because both teams are doing it. Obviously, City doing it a lot more successful, but even Chelsea are doing a little bit of the possession-based football because they're having so little possession. When they get it, they're trying to keep it, and that means that they're passing back a lot more than they're passing forward. And that's why I say I'm not a big fan of this possession game possession based game. I get that some people like it and it can create some interesting games, but the majority of the time, when you get a team like City that take the lead so early on and get a commanding lead, then it can just kill the game in respective goal mouth opportunities. But Chelsea on the edge of the box now, and a shot comes in, it's deflected and goes way over the bar, and it's gone out for I think it's a corner kick to Chelsea. But we also got a player down with some kind of injury. What I don't know what exactly happened because that might have been an off the ball incident. I'm just watching the replay now to see what actually happened in that. Yeah, I think it's just winded the play. I think it's just ooh. I feel for him there, guys. I think the Man City player has just took that shot directly in the private area, shall we say. And I think he just felt that a little bit, which is understandable. Attempts on goal, Man City 8, Chelsea 2. Shots on target, Man City 6, Chelsea 1. So this is what I'm going on about, guys. A low amount of efforts on goal because of this possession-based football. 78 minutes gone. Corner on this near side for Chelsea. Corner comes in. It's deep, headed back into the towards the goal, but it's actually headed back. And I think the player trying to head it on has completely got it wrong, and it's ended up going out for a goal kick to Man City. Really disappointing today for Chelsea because when they have had the opportunities to get forward, a lot of their shots have gone or their attempts have gone wide or been kicked out behind for goal kicks or it's just not quite clicked for Chelsea today. Can't put my finger on it. Maybe it's because of the way that Man City are playing in this one. But like I say, it's just not quite clicked for Chelsea today. They've tried, they've huffed and they've puffed, but just not much in the way of a threat on the goal that has been resulted in shots on target, if you get my meaning. But Chelsea now in possession on this near side as they look to move up the field, bringing the ball back inside towards the centre circle. And that was a bad idea because they've gone and lost it again to City, who now pick up possession and now slowly start to pass it around at the back into midfield. But yeah, a misplaced pass from City going forward has actually given Chelsea the opportunity now to get on the ball a little bit, although they are deep inside their own half. Just coming up to 80 minutes. 80 minutes gone, guys, and it's still Man City 3, Chelsea 0. If you guys are just joining us, please do hit that like button. Drop your comments in the chat. It'd be great to hear from you. Love to know your thoughts on this game or any other games that you've seen over the weekend. Like I say, we are not a club channel, guys. We are very much a fan channel, so we want to help you guys feel a part of the channel and the project. So please do drop your comments in the chat. It'd be great to hear from you. Something going on in the stands at the minute, guys. I'm just trying to work out what is going on. Just in a camera glance at the stands, as if to imply something is going on in the stands. All we could see was a few of the stewards, and they look to be escorting a fan or a couple of fans out of the stand. So I'm not sure what exactly happened there, but looks like there might have been a slight incident in the stand. Let's hope that's nothing too serious. And now we have a stoppage on this, a stoppage for a foul, and Man City with a free kick deep inside their own half. So yeah, I'm not sure exactly what happened in the stand, guys. You just got a camera glimpse, as if, yeah, we're seeing it again. We're seeing a camera glimpse. I'm not. Is that City fans or Chelsea fan? There seems to be some kind of protest or something going on in the stand. I haven't got the sound on, so I can't hear exactly what's going on. But there seems to be an issue in the stands that's going on. I don't know if it's Chelsea. I think it might be Chelsea fans with some kind of protest or something. I've just seen all the fans with their arms up in the air, like pointing as if they're pointing to a board or a box or something where some of the board members might be, or the owner or something. I don't know. Something definitely going off in the stands with the fans. We've seen that stewards escorting somebody out, and also a lot of fans with their back to the game pointing upwards like they were protesting something. So we'll have to find out after the game if there was something going on there. 82 and a half minutes gone, guys. Man City 3, Chelsea 0. So it looks like Chelsea just struggling to get any kind of attempts on goal at the minute. They've huffed and they've puffed and they've done quite well to get what possession they have in this second half because of City's trying to slow the game down. And now City just into the box, and we've got a penalty. It looks like a penalty awarded. Just going to watch that on the replay. Sorry, Dylan. We'll come to the comments in a second, mate. Just see what's happening with this. We've got a lot of players surrounding the referee. So basically, Bernardo Silva with a pass to Foden. Foden going into the box and a challenge from a Chelsea defender. It's a bit soft, that, isn't it? It's a bit soft. It is a bit soft. Honest, these modern players go over so easily, don't they? Honest, if that had been George Best, I'm telling you now, he'd have jumped over the leg, carried on running into the box and slotted it in the back of the net. Let's be honest, guys. George Best a bit before my time, but I remember watching videos of him when I was younger, and what a player he was. Unbelievable. You wouldn't have seen him go over that easy in the box in his day. He'd have rode the tackle, jumped over the leg, probably gone to the left-hand side, and then just slotted it past the keeper. It's really, really disappointing to see players going over so easy these days. So penalty for City, guys. Mahrez to take it, and he just slams it right down the middle, and it's in the back of the net. So it's Man City 4, Chelsea 0. I thought it was always it's unusual to see Mahrez taking all these penalties. I always thought, mind you, it looks like De Bruyne is not on the pitch, so maybe De Bruyne have been rested for this one. But it's normally De Bruyne taking the free kick, the penalties for City, innit? But yeah, that's nice penalty there for Mahrez, who gives City a 4-0 lead and sends the keeper the wrong way as well, guys. If you're just joining us, please do hit that like button and drop your comments in the chat, guys. It'd be great to hear from you. We want to hear your thoughts. We are here as a fan channel, not a club channel. So we want you guys to come and get involved and feel a part of the channel and the project that we are trying to build. Dylan is saying, the game's just restarted, guys. 85 minutes gone, and it's 4-0 City. Dylan is saying, sorry, mate, I have to hop off now. Need to get a bit to eat and get an early night tonight. Back to the shirt and tie tomorrow. How I miss the holidays. Keep up the good work, though, mate. Take care. Thank you very much, Dylan. Really appreciate that, mate. No worries. Hope you have a nice, pleasant evening. And like I said, yeah, absolutely get rested up. And thank you very much for you coming, getting involved today, mate. It's really, really appreciated. And yeah, hopefully, you will get back to your normal routine, and it'll go quick, and you'll be back in another holiday before you know it. Although very important year coming up for you, mate, with your exams and stuff. Now you're starting to work towards that. So yes, very frustrating that you have to return to school, but like I say, from your point of view, mate, it's very important now with your exams coming up. So give it everything you've got, and yeah, absolutely get rested up, and make sure you've had a good night's sleep so that you're ready to focus. Because I'm sure your school are going to be coming at you with plenty of studies now toward leading up towards your exams, mate. So yeah, absolutely. Thank you very much, Dylan. Really appreciated, mate, and have enjoy the rest of your evening, and hope you have a good week returning back to school for the continuation of your studies, mate. Pompey World, hi PFC _ Dylan. It's DY. I'm sorry, guys. I know Dylan quite well, so I always get confused with actually shouting out his account name or his actual personal name. So yeah, but top man, thanks for that, Pompey World. Really, always good to see you guys making the effort to get along in the chat as well. Pompey World also saying not a great FA Cup match. Once match in one match in is 3 or 4-0 down. It's a boring match. Yeah, it is, mate. But unfortunately, I was, because of work commitments, I've just been unable to do any of the other games this weekend. And this was the last late kickoff. So I just tried to get onto it to keep the consistency up on the channel and do what little I could with the FA Cup this weekend. Obviously, trying to work. Believe me, mate, I was not in the mood to do this game after working all weekend. But pushing to keep the momentum building on the channel. So yeah, like I say, it was literally a lack of options for me this weekend with my work commitments. So sorry about that, guys. But yeah, sometimes I don't know. We had a good game between these two teams the other day. It was a really good game. That a lot better than this one. More end to end, more evenly matched, more goal mouth opportunities. But this one has been just how you would expect it to go, with large percentage of possession for City. Chelsea, not so much how you would expect Chelsea to have played in this one, because they've really struggled in this one. And like I say, I think it's just how you would expect with City having the possession and dominating the possession more. But yeah, a bit disappointing from a Chelsea point of view. But their season isn't going to be defined by this one game, is it, guys? It's going to be defined on where they finish in the league and whether they achieve, how far they go in the Champions League as well. So, like I say, I think if Graham Potter can get the team performing in the league and get some good results in the Champions League, then I think a lot of people will forget about this result. Let's be honest. For any team going to Man City's ground, it's a difficult place to go, and a tough ask for any teams to go there and get a result. City are so comfortable at home playing this way. Um, it's like they've already played the game before they actually walk on the pitch with how a lot of their home games go. There's not many teams go to City these days and get a result against them. So, like I say, no shame in that from a Chelsea point of view. Um, but yeah, absolutely. Thanks for that, Pompey World. Like I say, unfortunately, it's just the way it's gone for me this weekend. But yeah, would have liked to have had one of the other FA Cup games to stream, but like I say, just not had the time this weekend, mate. Unfortunately, but hopefully we will keep improving and keep pushing, and eventually. Hopefully, I'll be able to do this a lot more consistently, and this will become my main focus. Hopefully, in the future, so we won't have the distractions that I'm suffering from at the moment. So 2 minutes added on time, guys. We're just seeing out the time right now. Both managers standing right on the edge of the touchline. We've got a throw in for City on this near side, just in front of Guardiola's technical area, and City taking the throw in and a long field pass across to the other side of the pitch. And now Chelsea on the City on the run down that far side, attempted to get across into the box. Oh, honest, this is what I mean about a boring game. City were right on the edge of the far side of the box. Perfect opportunity, about three players over there. They could have worked it between them with the quality of players they've got to create to get a ball into the box. Instead, they play it all the way back to the halfway line. And that's what I mean about it's boring. It's not enjoyable to watch. You want to see goal mouth action, not keep seeing it go down the field and then passed all the way back to the centre of the field to keep possession. Oh, it's really disappointing that. Well, there goes the full-time whistle, guys. I suppose if you're a Man City fan, you can enjoy it. But if you're a neutral, we've got to be honest, a bit disappointing the way that second half turned out. Good first half. Some nice goals for City, but the second half really disappointing for the neutral to watch. But that's the way it goes sometimes, guys. It's finished. Man City 4, Chelsea 0, and that is the full-time score. Like I say, obviously that's going to probably put Graham Potter unfairly under more pressure, which is disappointing considering football fans should be knowledgeable enough to know that a manager of Graham Potter's stature is going to take a bit of time to get used to things at this level. And he's also going to have to lose a few games to help him learn and improve as a coach, managing such a prestigious club as Chelsea. Like I say, but I think some fans don't want to look at them aspects, and it is going to pile on the pressure for Chelsea. For Graham Potter at Chelsea. Yeah, disappointing one that, guys. But not much we could do about it. In respect of an active game, it was disappointing, but obviously a good result for City fans. But yeah, like I say, that it is what it is, guys. Have you got any final comments? Please do drop your comments in the chat, guys, before we call it a day. We'll be jumping off because I want to go and spend a little bit of time with my missus before it's back to work again tomorrow. It never lets up. The grind never lets up. But we will be back again streaming very soon. Hopefully tomorrow night. I'll have to see what games are with us for tomorrow. But I will try to stream tomorrow night if I can. But we'll see we'll see what games are available for that one. But like I say, guys, if you got any final comments, please do drop them in the chat. But that's pretty much it for me for today, guys. Like I say, unfortunately, not a lot of talking points for that one. It was some good goals from City, as I said. And like I say, from a Chelsea point of view, just a little bit disappointing that they weren't able to get more possession and get up the field more. and create more of an evenly matched game. But that's the way it goes sometimes. And as we know, guys, Chelsea City always very, very dominant away from home. Just seeing, guys, that Aston Villa are losing 2-1 to Stevenage currently, which kicked off at the same time as this one. So will Aston Villa be getting knocked out of the cup? And will that be a surprise result that we weren't expecting? Villa playing at home against Stevenage, and it's currently Aston Villa 1, Stevenage 2. So we'll have to see how that finishes. But yeah, that's definitely an interesting one. Looks like we potentially going to see a cup upset in some way today. Um, Brian Burke, how's it going, mate? Welcome to the chat. Brian Birch, I was a little late, but wanted to know your assessment of Hutchinson. Um, well, to be honest, I thought the no worries. Sorry, you got me thinking. Yeah, no worries for being late, Brian. Not a problem. Never late, mate. Always welcome to drop in on the chat on the streams anytime you want. And obviously, I always recognise you guys also have stuff going on, so not always able to come in to every stream for long periods or at the start. So yeah, no worries. But with regards to your question, mate, I thought that the whole Chelsea team today was a little bit disappointing and a little bit flat. I didn't really notice any Chelsea players particularly standing out at me in this game today. It was, like I say, a bit of a disappointing performance for Chelsea simply because City played the way we expect, large portions of possession, keeping possession of the ball, and and when Chelsea did get possession of the ball, a lot of the time it was deep in their own half, so they had a lot of work to do to try and get out of their own half and work the ball up the other end of the field. And like I say, for me, there was no standout players in the Chelsea team today. I thought it was really a little bit flat compared to the performance they put in against City during the week. And like I say, just nothing notable today that stood out for me for Chelsea. Um, so apologies if that doesn't answer your correct question directly, Brian. But like I say, mate, obviously, like I say, if it was something to say about him particularly, I would happily oblige, mate. No problem. But just like I said, I just thought it was Chelsea just really disappointing. To be fair, today they put in a brilliant performance against City the other day, and I wish if you watched that stream when I did it the other day, I actually said I was shocked how that game played out because Chelsea really went toe to toe with City. They didn't let City dominate possession like we know City can do. But today it was the complete opposite. I don't know whether it was the change of team, change of tactics, change of style, or what. I don't know, but it was just very little ambition in this game. Not ambition because they did have ambition. That's probably not the right word to use, but just like I say, with the way that City were playing so dominant, when Chelsea on the times Chelsea did manage to get possession, I'd say about 80% of the time, 70% of the time, they were picking up possession deep in their own half. And when you're doing that against such a quality team like Man City, it's really hard to get the ball up the other end of the field if you're not prepared to play long balls. And as we know, both Chelsea and City don't really play long balls like that. So, like I say, just Chelsea, I just thought we're a bit suffocated today with the possession. That's with the domination of possession from Man City. It's just one of them games. I think Chelsea. It's a good one for Graham Potter to learn from. It really is. And maybe I'm disappointed with some of the Chelsea players because I think if this had been a Champions League game, we'd have seen the Chelsea players step it up a gear or two and really go for it, and maybe even have a word with the manager in the dressing room about their own tactical ideas to get them back in the game. But yeah, just like I say, I think I think City's long spells of possession just suffocated Chelsea and eventually killed off the game. Um, so yeah, apologies, Brian. I'm not got a specific answer with relation to the player you're asking about, but like I say, I just thought the whole Chelsea team struggled today in this one, mate. So hopefully that's some sort of answer. Maybe not directly answering what you actually asking, but some kind of answer. But thank you very much for that, Brian. Good question, mate. Okay, thanks. Yeah, no worries, mate. Thank you very much for coming, getting involved, and bringing a good question to the chat. That's always good. Brian also saying that does answer it. So thank you. No worries, Brian. Like I say, mate, just try to give an honest assessment. And to be fair, when the whole team is struggling to get in the team into the game like that today, it would be a bit unfair of me to single out any one particular player because, like I said, I think just City won it. Just City killed this game with their possession. They suffocated it. They got the lead they needed in the first half, 3-0 up. And then after that, Chelsea were just chasing shadows, so to speak. They did manage to create a few opportunities, but it was only a handful of opportunities because, like I say, they just struggled to get any sort of momentum because they were seeing so little of the ball. So that's probably the best way to sum it up, mate. But thank you very much for that, Brian. Really appreciate you coming, getting involved in the chat, mate. Top man. Joey's saying, cheers, guys. See you next time. No worries, Joey. Thank you very much. Really, really appreciate your amazing support, mate. Thank you. Honest, can't thank you enough. And like I say, it's been a good stream. Disappointing game. Maybe not the most entertaining, but we'll take the good with the bad. And I'm sure as we keep building the channel with games like this, I'm sure we'll get more fans interested that will help the channel chat become a lot more enjoyable for you in the future for you guys. That's the aim. If we could get more fans interested, get the chat more active, then if we do have games like this, when we do the match watch alongs that are a bit flat, bit one-sided, then you guys can hopefully entertain yourselves a bit more with some interesting football conversation and debate in the chat. So that's the longer term plan for the at least for the short term future. Hopefully that we will achieve. But no worries, Joey. Thank you very much for your support today, mate. Really appreciate it. Been like I say, not even a lot for you to talk about today, mate. And sometimes you make some a lot of conversation. Obviously, been regularly in the chat today, mate. But the game's just been that flat that none of us have had lots to talk about today, have we? Because it's been a bit of like I say, a bit of a one-sided game. So, but no worries. Hopefully, we'll have we'll that will improve in the future. But like I say, guys, please do hit that like button. And if you're new to the channel, just joining, consider subscribing. Give us a chance and see if you like what the Fandom project's about. You're only going to know that if you're going to give us a chance to subscribe and look to get involved and see if this channel is for you. Because like I say, we are not a club channel. We are very much building a fan channel because that is what we're passionate about here on Fandom. Fans matter in football. So that's it from me, guys. Really appreciate all the great comments and from all of you guys coming getting involved today. It's been a great stream. Even though it wasn't the greatest game, but as usual, you guys have contributed to making it a good stream after we've had to endure what was, to be honest, a bit disappointing of a game compared to what we've seen from these two teams the other day. But there you go, guys. Like I said, we take the good with the bad, and we're not always going to get the most active games. But like I say, thanks to you guys, it's been an enjoyable stream. So that's it from me, guys. Take care, look after yourselves out there, and rest up, and hope you have a positive week ahead, and enjoy the rest of your evening, what is left of the weekend, and hopefully I will see you guys again on future streams. Bye for now, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.